Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's trivia. We got quite a few people already. Thank you, Pippa Dot, for sharing this. And Gemma for sharing this out. Pippa Dot, good evening and welcome. Hey there, Will. I hope you had a great week prior. Dave, welcome to 411 Now, the True Crime Channel. I am here. We do these live streams every Friday and Sunday. Trivia night every single Sunday. Annie, an aimlessly wandering soul. Welcome to 411 Now. Catalisa, good evening. Welcome, Catalisa. I hope you had a great week. Scrolling through the names. Don't want to miss anyone. Well, Pippa Dot, don't feel bad if you do miss, a question though. These are some pretty obscure, trivia questions about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And good evening, Reichardt. No, yeah, that's exactly what she said. What she posted that on Facebook. Just finished streaming the directed people to come here. Thank you very much, Gemma. I appreciate it. Lynn, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia night. I hope you had a great week. I know it's close to midnight in the UK, well, or after midnight in the UK. Bonnie, good evening, Bonnie. Hello to you as well. I hope you had a great week and weekend. You'll die if you don't die. Don't die if you miss one. But I tried to make a balance of things about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her mom Dee Dee. I tried to balance it out between what is more commonly known and some of the more obscure things about their relationship, their lives, the trial, all of it. I tried to balance that out, as much as possible. But no one can know everything, even if we studied, everything for years. And I'm telling you right now, before we even start, I didn't even know all of these before I put the trivia questions together myself. So I'm a crazy Canadian. Don't mind me. Hey, I'm sorry that Donald Trump has decided to pick a fight with Canada. That's all I can say. I'm in Washington State, so it's the Pacific Coast side of the United States. Give it another 25 seconds here, and then we will get tonight's trivia going. But I'm now going to show you a scroll at the bottom. Make sure to have fun. Also, make sure you're on live chat or all chat, not top chat or anything else. The reason why I have to say this is because if you're on any other, at the top right-hand corner, on mobile or on your desktop or tablet or whatever, you'll see a drop-down live chat, top chat in a box there. There are different devices that show the names differently, but you want to make sure if you have the option to be on live chat, click on live chat. That way the questions and the answers, you'll see them as the questions are actually being asked, and you won't be on a delay from what other people are saying as well. Good evening, Sal. All right, we're going to get this going here. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anyone. You have a great evening, Dave, and thank you very much for stopping by. You can always watch this again and rewind, or just click on the button below the stream, subscribe, and then you can watch. This is the 367th episode. 367 episodes of Trivia Night. So you can watch a brand new Trivia Night every single day from here on out for over a year and still not catch up because they're continuing every single Sunday. And there's some really great ones in there. Lynn, I was stationed in the Pacific Northwest at Fort Lewis. Oh, Fort Lewis, I know it very well. I was not stationed at Fort Lewis myself, but I know the area very well. Sprinkled Donut, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a great week and weekend. Sorry, if I missed you, I'm truly sorry. All right. This program documents actual crimes and offenses by criminals. Some of the content covered here may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. If you, like I said, if you want to, click the subscribe button down below this actual trivia night to be notified when the next trivia night comes out every Sunday night at the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock in the Eastern Time Zone, or if you're over in UK, it is 12 midnight. Without any further delay, let's get ready to rumble on some trivia. Question number 1 is now on your screen. Got myself in my little window here. Got to finish customizing this. Every time I turn the thing off, it wants to change it. But anyways, and then back to the chat. Okay, question number 1 is, what was Gypsy Rose Blanchard actually diagnosed with shortly after birth? Was it A, cancer, B, leukemia, mild sleep apnea, or Springfield syndrome? What was she actually diagnosed with shortly after birth? Answer, if you're new here, put A, B, C, or D in the comments. Or just carry on a conversation about whatever. I'm just happy you're here and that you're hanging out with this great community. Pippa Dot is going with C. Callie Lisa C. Sprinkled Donut C as well. D, everything, says Rykard. Bonnie is going with C as well. What Gypsy Rose Blanchard was diagnosed with shortly after birth? That's true, Rykard. Eventually, her mom said she was diagnosed with just about everything underneath the alphabet. All right, the correct answer for question number 1 is C as in cat. Mild sleep apnea is what she was officially diagnosed with shortly after birth. Question number 2. What was the name of the charity that gave the Blanchards their home for free? Was it A, Hurricane Katrina Relief Fund, B, Mercy Hospital Foundation, C, the Ronald McDonald Charities, or D, the MCF, the Medical Complexity Foundation? Correct, Annie. But if I just put, cancer without being more specific, people would, get, well, what kind of leukemia? What kind of cancer? So if you want to consider it either one of them, the correct answer you can. Tonight, I am drinking Dead Billionaires. Dead Billionaires by Liquid Death. This is actually pretty good. It is a lemonade tea with agave and vitamins. Liquid Death. Dead Billionaires. If this is made out of the bones of dead billionaires, they taste pretty good. What was the name of the charity that gave the Blanchards their home for free? The correct answer to question number 2 is C, as in cat. The Ronald McDonald Charities are the ones that gave them the home for free. Now, yes, Habitat for Humanity built the house, but Habitat for Humanity, somebody has to give them the money to build it, or somebody has to build it. All that costs money. The Ronald McDonald Charities paid for the house to be built, and they are the ones that gave it to the Blanchards. Question number 3. What name did Dee Dee Blanchard use originally for Gypsy's fake leukemia diagnosis? Was it A, type 3 leukemia, B, no name at all, C, Missouri leukemia, or D, Delta strain number 3 leukemia? Question number 3 of 20. Ronald McDonald Charities does an awful lot for sick children with St. Jude's and other charities that get together and they combine their abilities and to help pay for child illnesses, surgeries, make sure that parents never have to pay for any of the treatments or very little. They're housed, while their child is sick and going to the hospital. They do an awful lot. The Ronald McDonald's Charities and St. Jude's. Ronald McDonald does here in the UK too. No one is dumb at this, Annie, or any of it. No one does any better. Some people may have, more knowledge of the questions than others. Do not think badly of yourself if you do not know the answers to this. Think of it this way. We are here to have fun, hang out with great people, and be entertained and be educated at the same time. None of us can know everything in this world. I learned something really cool and interesting today about Dennis Rader, but y'all have to wait until tomorrow to see the video. Something I had absolutely no information about until today. All right, question number 3. What name did Dee Dee Blanchard use originally for Gypsy's fake leukemia diagnosis? The correct answer is actually B, as in boy. She just called it leukemia, and when she had to write it down, she just wrote leukemia. She never specified what type of leukemia did Gypsy have. When pressed and asked for more information, she said the doctor just said that she has leukemia, and she would never go on about it. Of course, a lot of people should have caught on to a lot of what she was saying and doing a lot earlier, but they didn't. They didn't question or push it because here is a mother with a supposedly, seriously sick child. Do you really want to browbeat them over, the technical terms of what kind of leukemia, their child has? No, they just like, Dennis Los Angeles Raiders. All right. Question number 4. What state did Dee Dee and Gypsy live in before moving to Missouri? Was it A, Louisiana, B, Mississippi, C, Florida, or D, Alabama? Question number 4 of 20. What state did Dee Dee and Gypsy live in before moving to Missouri? And good evening and welcome, Square Peg. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight. What state did Dee Dee and Gypsy live in before moving to Missouri? We got A, and A again. Apparently, a lot of people believe it's Missouri. Annie's going with Mississippi. Mississippi. Growing up in the state of Wisconsin, along the Mississippi, where the Mississippi and the St. Croix River come together, as a little kid, I don't know, probably like around the time that I learned that, the alphabet song, Now I Know My ABCs, you learned a song on how to spell the Mississippi River, Mississippi. So it was, I can repeat it backwards, even when I'm in my sleep, I probably could tell you how to spell Mississippi. One of the funny things you learn when you're younger. All right, question number 4. The correct answer is A as in apple. A as in apple. They lived in the state of Louisiana. Question number 5. What hospital was lied to and convinced of fake medical diagnosis for Gypsy, subjecting her to countless medical procedures? Was it A, Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas, B, Louisiana Mass General, C, Children's Hospital of Arkansas, or D, Lutheran Hospital? Question number 5 of 20. What hospital was lied to and convinced of fake medical diagnosis for Gypsy, subjecting her to countless medical procedures? You changed your name because of Ron, you know who. Oh. Well, I like the name Square Peg too. I think it's a great name. IBK. Good evening, IBK. IBK is IBK. I am K. Great name. And welcome to tonight's trivia, IBK. I hope you had a terrific weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight. Question number 5. Well, I'll tell you later. All right, Pippa-Dot. Question number 5. The correct answer is A as in apple. Children's Mercy Hospital of Kansas City. They performed a lot of medical procedures and put poor little Gypsy through a lot because the medical records that they had received were all lies. one medical diagnosis after another from another doctor, from another hospital, from another place, and every one of them confirmed themselves, the previous ones, and they're all lies. Poor little Gypsy. Did you know is next. According to forensics records introduced at Gypsy's trial, at one point she was taking 39 different medications that were for ailments she didn't have. 39 at one point, according to her medical records that were introduced during the trial. Now it's the FBI files, a collection of noteworthy details and insights drawn from FBI case files on serial killers and spree killers. Whenever possible, I will post musings about tonight's subject matter. Otherwise, these are just general musings from the FBI files. Munchausen syndrome by proxy is far more common than ever known before. Worldwide, there have been 2,489 cases where a parent did what Dee Dee did to Gypsy. That meaning that there have been 2,489 cases where a parent went through this entire ruse of their child having a serious medical condition and did what Dee Dee did for profit, for fame, or something. There were 219 in the United States of America that have been confirmed since 1962. Still rare, but it happens. Munchausen syndrome by proxy is now called facetious disorder. They have changed the name. Munchausen syndrome is something that the medical community no longer refers to it as anymore. Interesting. From the FBI file on Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Dee Dee Blanchard. Question number 6 is now on your screen. Oops, forgot to put myself back in my little window. Hello, well enough little window. Whatever happened to Gypsy's father while all this was going on, according to Dee Dee? This is not factual, it's what Dee Dee said. As Dee Dee had been doing all this to Gypsy, what did she tell everyone that happened to Gypsy's father? Was it A, he died in a car accident? B, he was in prison? C, he abandoned them because of Gypsy? Or is it D, he was a drug addict in Hollywood? According to Dee Dee Blanchard, whatever happened to Gypsy's father while all of this was going on? Question number 6 of 20. Question number 6 of 20. Willie mini window. Hey, Rockcar, have you ever watched the YouTube channel Trucker for Life? Trucker for Life. He became Pauly Shore. It says lemon pie. Oh, we only got to question number 6, and Pauly Shore has already mustered his little head. So a couple weeks ago, I was talking about, that somebody should make a YouTube channel where they talk about, the ins and outs of what, all the turmoil and how much of a thin margin line there is for truckers. And then somebody suggested Trucker for Life. Trucker, the number 4, life. And I started watching it, and he kind of touches on a lot of the subject matter that I was kind of having, and was thinking about, how much he's getting per load, gas mileage, and maintenance on his truck. I do believe he's a flatbedder, like Rykart, and I believe that he as an owner operator, but I'm not sure. Is it a good trucker channel? I'm not entirely sure what's a good trucker channel or not, right, Cart? I'm just talking to my friends, and from what I had in mind is like what someone should make a channel of, for the the trucker's perspective of it all, and that kind of fit the bill. Somebody who was in the stream, I can't remember who, and I'm sorry for that, but had emailed me and told me about the channel, and I said, oh, okay, and I checked it out. Pretty interesting. He's got a cute little dog too. All right, question number 7. Sorry for my little tangent there. On top of the lies about medical conditions Gypsy had, what else was a major lie? Was it A, that Dee Dee was her mother, B, fake drugs for conditions, or C, fake hospital visits, or D, lies about money, financial support? That's what the dollar signs are for. On top of the lies about medical conditions Gypsy had, what else was a major lie? Liar, liar, pants on fire. Ivory Lady. Good evening, Ivory Lady, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a great week and weekend. Value of her Beanie Baby collection. Maine's chick, Carrie. Good evening, Maine chick, Carrie. I'm guessing that Carrie is a chick from the state of Maine. Uh, my best friend is from the state of Maine. He is from Old Town, Maine. Lots of fake visits, but lied about what child support she got, says Pippa Dot. Question number 7 of 20. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Yeah, you're great point there, Pivot Dot. Lied about the child support and other financial support she was getting. She definitely lied about that a lot. Question number 7. The correct answer is D as in dog. You were definitely on it there, Pippa Dot. She lied about the financial support that she had received. Daddy was not, a drug addict in Hollywood, and he didn't abandon her and everything else, and all the other lies that Dee Dee made up about what happened with them. They just got to the point where they couldn't live together or be together anymore. Rod literally just sent money, and that was it. He didn't want to be bothered with anything else. His sprinkled donut. True, I wouldn't want to deal with all the shit that was going on there either. Yeah, I mean, you got to think of it and look at it from both perspectives. I mean, if you have somebody so toxic on the other side and you can't do anything about it, what are you supposed to do? I mean, try to put yourself in with his shoes for a minute, but in the rears, hadn't paid her 20s until her 20s. Question number 8. What food allergy did Dee Dee claim Gypsy had just to even be more cruel and controlling? Was it A, allergic to salt? B, allergic to garlic? C, allergic to wheat flour? Or D, allergic to sugar? Question number 8 of 20. What food allergy did Dee Dee claim Gypsy had just to be even more cruel and controlling? Drink some Dead Billionaire. Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. Ooh, we got D. Maybe that's going sugar. Rack are allergic to everything. Now, D, 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 and D. D seems to be a very popular one for this question. Question number 8. The correct answer is, in fact, D as in dog. She did it just to be cruel and controlling to Dee Dee even more, saying that she was allergic to sugar. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've definitely seen the pictures of her teeth, but that was more because she never brushed her teeth or took care of them. I mean, I know kids who were bottle. Unfortunately, this is 100% true. I know a mother who got her children addicted to soda from the time that they were just babies. She started putting Mountain Dew and Mountain Dew Code Red or one of the other Mountain Dew flavors. I can't remember which one it was, but it was definitely Mountain Dew and another one in their baby bottles when they were toddlers. And wow, you know what? They kind of all had attention deficit disorder after that. But I don't know if she was planning that or she just didn't care. But I actually do really know a lady who did that to her children. It was sad as hell. Anyways, going on to question number 9. Besides the fake illnesses, what did Dee Dee Blanchard do to make sure the money coming in never stopped? Was it A, made fake threats against her? B, convinced her she was dying also? C, gave Gypsy real illnesses? Or D, came up with even bigger scams? The mother wasn't allergic. No, she wasn't. No, she was definitely not. Sucked on a bottle into adulthood. There was this group. Now, if this is back in the 1980s, okay, so obviously that's what, 20, 40 years ago. All right, so this actually happened. I went to this event at a park, like a huge state park, but it was a giant picnic and barbecue. And they had a bunch of adults that were sitting around there all playing games, like the board games and stuff, around a picnic table. And they had to drink beer out of baby bottles. Wow, those people got messed up. Drinking beer out of a baby bottle. I don't know why they would want to do it, but they did it. Question number 9. Besides the fake illnesses, what did Dee Dee Blanchard do to make sure the money coming in never stopped? What do you think it might be? The answer to question number 9 is D as in dog. Came up with even bigger scams. But if you also want to say C as in cat, for this question, you can be correct as well, because she did actual damage to Gypsy over the years from giving her all of the medications that she didn't need, which gave her real illnesses. But if you answered C or D for question number 9, you are correct. Question number 10. What was the first action of business if anyone was ever to question Dee Dee on Gypsy's medical records or illnesses? Was it A, Dee Dee killed them? B, she provided even more records? Or C, she moved them to another town? Or D, she fired the doctor questioning? Question number 10. What was the first action of business if anyone ever questioned Dee Dee on Gypsy's medical records or illnesses? Question number 10. What is the answer for question number 10? What was the first action of business if anyone ever was to question Dee Dee on Gypsy's medical records or illnesses? Question number 10. Pippa Dot says both C and D. For question number 10, the correct answer is the first thing that she would do if anyone questioned her on the Gypsy's medical records or illnesses. The correct answer is C. She would move them to another town or to another doctor. She didn't fire the doctor right away. She did fire quite a few doctors, but it wasn't the first thing she always did. She would just move them away. That is the first 10 answers. Who decided these answers? All of the questions and answers that are in tonight's trivia main chick carry come from the FBI file or court records. That is the first 10 questions. Dee Dee changed Gypsy's birth record so many times, it wasn't until midway into her murder trial they officially knew how old Gypsy was. That is a fact. To the fact that when they filed the murder charges initially and the charges against Gypsy Rose Blanchard, they weren't sure just how old she really was. And I will dispute that to the end because I have an actual copy, a PDF file of the change of the actual court record where they changed her birth date. The court did, because the initial filing had her listed on a different date on the booking after she killed her mother. And then when the court case started midway through, is when they changed the actual birth date on that one. All right. That is the time now where I cover cases of cold cases, people these are real people in America who are missing. I'm working with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the Charlie Project, FBI, name us, along with state and local law enforcement agencies on to help put a spotlight on cases of people who are missing from across America. We hope that, to shine a spotlight on these people to have these cases solved. Statistics on who these people who go missing, 71% of those 17 years of age plus who are reported missing fall into these categories below. The rest are unknown or listed as missing and endangered. And those are the cases that I cover each week. This is as of June 30th of 2025. But the most common reasons why people are go missing or are reported missing are in the following: they moved, they changed their name, started life over underneath a new identity, the suicide and their remains haven't been found, they're avoiding an abusive relationship, avoiding collectors, or they're dead and they're listed only as a Jane or John Doe. The rest of the ones that I cover are like 29%, but 600,000 people in America are reported missing each and every year. Most individuals are found within 90 days. Do not forget that JC Dugard was missing for 18 years before she was eventually found alive and well. Hope is real. Again, the 29% of the hundreds of thousands of people are missing are listed as missing and endangered. And those are the cases that I highlight. April Dawn Andrews, who is there on your screen to your left, is a real missing person. That is an age progressed photo of what she looks like possibly today. And if you know anything about her, the phone number is right there. And I have covered the case of April Dawn Andrews several times. Our first case tonight. Officially, this is now your break time. You can take the next 7 minutes and do whatever you need to do. Shotgun a beer, drink a fifth of whiskey, make a sandwich, smoke a bowl. You do whatever you do for the next 7 minutes. Or you can stay here and watch me, go over the two cases of people who are cold cases of people who are missing in America. The first case tonight is Jessica Gail Shoemake. She is 42 years of age. She was born 7/19 of 1983. She is a Caucasian female. She was last seen on 3/3 of 2005. She vanished from Alvarado, Colorado. She is 5'4" tall, 100 to 115 pounds, with blue eyes, brown hair. No known scars or tattoos and no known medical conditions that would make her want to vanish. Saying, like, for instance, again, she's offering meds and she didn't know what she was doing, so she just walked away and off a cliff somewhere in Colorado. There's no medical conditions that would make her disappear. Jessica Gail Shoemake was last seen in Alvarado, Colorado on March 3rd, 2005. She was arrested in Denver, Colorado for petty theft and theft from a merchant and called her mother from the Denver City Jail asking her to post bond. Her mother refused, and a man identified as Philip Deegan placed her bond instead. Shoemake has never been heard from again, and she may have been en route to Las Vegas, Nevada at the time of her disappearance. Few details are available on her case. The man identified as Philip Deegan, who placed her bond, paid in cash. When Jessica did not appear in court, they went back and forfeited the bond, only to find that Philip Deegan isn't a real person listed as a resident in Colorado or in any Western state, and it most likely was a fake identity that was used to bond her out. If you know where Jessica may be today, or if you know anything about her, where she could be today, you can call the Alvarado Police Department at 720-898-6900. Or if you're watching this online, you can click on the cbicolorado.gov link there that is in blue. That is the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. And you can leave a tip with them. With both of the two, Alvarado Police Department and the CBI, you cannot remain anonymous for either one. But if you do not wish to reach out to them, you can give a tip to your local or state law enforcement agency as well if you know anything about what happened to Jessica. The next case tonight is Keith Fuller. He is 61 years of age. He was born 3/7 of 1964. He is an African American. Last seen on 9/1 of 2023. he vanished from Kansas City, Missouri. He is 6 foot tall, 155 to 165 pounds, brown eyes, black grayish hair. No known scars or tattoos, and again, no known medical conditions that would make him disappear. Fuller was last seen in Kansas City, Missouri on September 1st, 2023. Please note, Fuller has used several different first and last names in his lifetime. He was known to always go by the nickname of Slim, regardless of the name he was using. Be on the lookout, Bolo, in the Kansas City, Missouri area and in Houston, Texas, as he has friends and family in both locations. If you know what happened to him, you can call 816-234-5043, and you can remain anonymous at that. That is the state police number. Or you can reach out to the state police, the link there in blue, and you can remain anonymous as well. That is for the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, State Police Department, Kansas City Police Department, and the State Patrol. You can remain anonymous at both of those if you know anything about what happened to him. This is an update on the case as of May 27th of 2005. A man using Keith Fuller's identity in Joplin, Missouri, has been arrested for identity theft on July 18th of 2025. Sadly, this was not Keith. New leads have come in recently. If you work in or live in the area of Kansas City, Missouri, pay attention in the area of employment for the day laborers and people who being hired to do odd jobs for cash only. Again, if you know anything about what happened to Keith, you can call 816-234-5043 or click on the link there, and you can remain anonymous. Shout out to last week's supporters of this content: Gamma's Journey Grace, Phoenix Rising, and Rangers Tools, i.e. Mike. Thank you very much for the donations last week to support the investigation fund to keep this channel alive and going forward. Again, if you want to, this is completely optional. You do not have to. There's the link there for the merch store, the investigation fund, and if you want to become a paid channel member. Otherwise, you can just subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified of the next content. Break time is not over. We will be back for the second half of trivia here in 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Thank you, Gamma. Thank you very much. $12 seconds. We're almost out of time. Hurry. Hurry. Shotgun that beer. And we're almost back. Without any further delay, let's get back to our normal programming. Question number 11 of 20. For years, Dee Dee told people Gypsy was too ill to eat normally. She she, there should only be one she there, fed her how? Was it A, all food went into a blender? B, she only got liquid food to drink? C, she fed her through a G tube, gastronomy tube? Or D, she starved her and fed her when no one was around because she was evil? Question number 11 of 20. C seems to be a popular one for this one. Question number 11 of 20. The correct answer is C as in cat. She fed her through a G tube, gastronomy tube. Question number 12. Dee Dee actually gave her daughter a toxic brew of drugs blended together to cause what side effect? Was it A, seizures, B, hair to fall out, C, rapid weight loss, or D, to fall a lot? Question number 12 of 20. Dee Dee actually gave her daughter a toxic brew of drugs blended together to cause what side effect? Question number 12. 12 of 20. Yeah, you most certainly can, Gemma. You can definitely be yourself here. I don't know why I said Gemma. I know it's Gemma. Question number 12 of 20. E, love of the Jersey Shore. Make her love the Jersey Shore. All right, question number 12. The correct answer is A, as in apple. She had seizures from the drug concoction that her mother fed her. That is a side effect of the drugs that she gave her. It caused seizures. Question number 13. Who was the prosecutor in the Gypsy's criminal trial? Was it A, Holly Shore? B, Dan McMichaels? C, Dan the Man Levitan? Or D, Dan Patterson? Question number 13 of 20. Who was the prosecutor in the Gypsy criminal trial? Who was the prosecutor? Question number 13 of 20. Burger from Barry Mason. Question number 13. The correct answer is D as in dog. Dan Patterson was the prosecuting attorney in the Gypsy criminal trial. Question number 14. Who was Gypsy Rose Blanchard, lead defense attorney? Was it A, Michael Schofield, B, Michael Copperfield, C, Michael Stanfield, or D, Chad Daybell? The Perry Mason music used to scare you as a child? When I was younger, I'd come home from school, and my mom would set two TV trays up in front of the television, and she would get out a sleeve of saltine crackers and put butter on it, and we would sit there and eat salted butter, butter on saltine crackers, and watch Perry Mason. And I'm Johnny Cochran. That's funny, right, Card? Johnny Cochran. Don't forget, if it wasn't for the O.J. Simpson trial, and the Kardashians' dad being part of O.J.'s defense team, we probably wouldn't have, keeping up with the Kardashians. Yay! Question number 14. The correct answer is C as in cat. Michael Stanfield. Question number 15. What major surgery did Gypsy undergo that was completely unnecessary? Was it A, hysterectomy, B, removal of her salivary glands, or C, spinal surgery to fuse discs, or D, brain surgery? Question number 15 of 20. You miss TV trays? So do I. I know I don't have any at all. What major surgery did Gypsy undergo that was completely unnecessary? Abby K. None. B, but this was necessary. Question number 15. The information that I have for this question says that B, as in boy, the removal of her salivary glands was not medically necessary to have been performed. Is that wrong? And if so, why was it wrong? Why did she need to have her salivary glands removed? I don't know. The micro deletion made this necessary? Did you know Gypsy, as she got older, Dee Dee put even more restrictions on her. At the most, she was out of eyesight for no more than 30 minutes a day. I'm more here about the salivary glands than I ever knew. I knew she drilled a lot because of the meds. Yeah, I knew that, Bonnie. But I'm going to look into that question. Question number 15. 90% of Gypsy's teeth were fake. Why? Was it A, medication rotted them? B, she ate too much candy? C, the tooth fairy gave her super chats for them? Or D, she never brushed her teeth? Question number 16 of 20. Question number 16 of 20. If you answered either A or D, is what I have here in my notes. If you answered either A or D, you are correct. That the medication deteriorated her actual teeth and the gums, and that she did not take care of her oral hygiene for her teeth, is what I have written down here. If that's wrong, I will look into that one as well, and so I will make a correction. Good evening, Gianna Marie. Question number 17. What was Gypsy Rose Blanchard's ultimate sentence to for killing her abusive piece of shit mother? Was it A, 25 years, B, 20 years, C, 10 years, or D, 15? I hope you had a good weekend, Gianna Marie. That's the medication she was taking for seizures, Bonnie. As far as I know, that she was also taking another. She took another one earlier than that before they put her on that, but that was the one she was on at the end for her seizures. I'll have to look into all the new FOIAs. I believe Kitty Q is spending time with family. Her father, I believe, is in town visiting. What she said. Question number 17. The correct answer is C, as in cat. Pineapple on her pizza, says lemon pie. Question number 18. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was eligible to be paroled when for the first time? Was it A, January of 2023, B, December of 2022, C, January of 2024, or D, December of 2023? When was Gypsy Rose Blanchard eligible to be paroled the first time? Good evening, Cement Shoes. Question number 18. Like whenever. Question number 18. When was Gypsy Rose Blanchard eligible to be paroled for the first time? The correct answer is D as in dog. December of 2023 was her first eligibility for parole. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here on the salivary gland issue. All right, sorry. Question number 19. Where did Gypsy and Nicholas, how do you pronounce that? Gobajon meet? Where did they meet? Was it A, Pornhub Community Board, B, Christian Dating for Free, C, Lowered Expectations, or D, Love Connection? Where did the two meet? And the only thing I'm finding on my notes about that question is what made. I broke down the question. What major surgery did Gypsy undergo that was medically determined to be unnecessary? The correct answer to that question was removal of her salivary glands. Her doctor noted that several scans, body scans, and other scans and procedures done at the hospital were medically unnecessary. The removal of her salivary glands were not medically necessary for the ailments that she had at that time. That's the only thing I wrote down. Now I'll look into it more after this, but I'll apologize if I'm wrong about that because I'm reading from what the doctor, her doctor who was in charge of her case. He also wondered why Dee Dee kept on shaving Gypsy's head regularly. He said there was no reason why her hair should have continued to be as short as it was. Question number 19. Where did they meet? Did Gypsy and Nicholas meet? The correct answer is B as in boy for question number 19. Christian dating site online. Question number 20. For years before the murder, Gypsy would practice what after Dee Dee went to sleep? Was it A, how to load a gun, B, how to barf up medications, C, how to walk, or D, how to steal money? What did Gypsy practice for years when Dee Dee went to sleep? You used to watch Love Connection be back in 2 and 2. Lowered Expectations. That was a skit on Mad TV. Lowered expectations. It was kind of like a spoof of Love Connection. Question number 20. The correct answer is B. How to barf up the medications and things that her mother had given her. She practiced barfing them up, trying to regurgitate them. That is the 20 question. Did you know Goba John and Gypsy were caught in Big Bend, Wisconsin after they killed Dee Dee? Not that either of them tried to hide it. Gypsy actually posted on Facebook, "That bitch is dead." Like her, hate her, think she will do the same thing as her mother did to her. Gypsy Rose Blanchard will now have a lifetime of medical issues from what her mother did to her, along with the needing of lifetime of therapy to deal with the mental abuse. That comes from the doctor that who looked into Dee Dee's case after she was arrested, when she needed an evaluation for the jail itself after she was arrested, and said that by looking over her medical records that was available to them, that she's going to need a lifetime of medical treatment. Again, we only play for fun. We're in entertainment purposes and education. You don't have to give yourself a letter grade. Some people like to do it, and some people don't. It's completely up to you. But out of all them tonight, the questions tonight, I would have gotten 17 out of 20 before I put this all together. The questions that I knew. Again, I'm going to investigate question number 15 and question number 16 more. Don't like the trivia? I am sorry. I try my best to verify each and every one of the questions with at least 3 sources that verify the question. Just because I found the questions available, in the court records or in the FBI file for this individual, doesn't mean that I just made the shit up because I have nothing else better to do. I know people don't like the questions, or maybe you don't like the way that they were asked. I get that. I'm sorry. But if I'm wrong, I'm the first one to admit it, and I'll post it to the community tab tomorrow if I can verify that I was wrong by tomorrow. If not, it might be Tuesday before I have to look into the questions again. Question of the week: should the courts give leniency to those who have been abused, who strike back against their abuser? Yes, no, maybe, it depends on the case, or no opinion. How about those Mariners in Major League Baseball? Can they hold on? It's a question of the week. Should the courts give leniency to those who have been abused, who strike back against their abuser? I posted a question to the community tab on YouTube every week on Monday. I try to post it before 10 a.m. on Monday. Sometimes it's at 5 o'clock in the morning, but the question's always there. Well, as long as I have the community tab, I should add that, right? Because they took it away, and now I can only access it from a mobile device. I can't access it from this computer where I did 99% of them before. It's only accessible to me on a mobile device. It doesn't even show me the community tab on anyone's channel from a PC. Only on a mobile device. If I pull up someone's channel, you see the community tab. Otherwise, it's gone from any kind of PC. Again, the links to the fan merch, investigation fund, and channel membership. Again, subscribing is absolutely free. Next week's Killer Trivia Leftovers. These are questions that are left over from the last couple of months of trivia. And with that, get rid of this scroll at the bottom here. I have an announcement that I need to make to everyone. Everyone, please listen up. Whatever you're doing, just listen for just a minute. One of my best friends died yesterday. His wife came home after being out for the day and walked in and found him dead in the living room of the house. I don't know what's going to go on going forward. I know right now that on Friday, when I have the series that I just started, that's supposed to be the third episode of The Killers, where we try to figure out which one is all the clues, identifying which of the three suspects. I'm not going to be able to do that Friday, because Friday we're gathering, as many of our friends as we can, because his wife is having an awful hard time, and she's trying to get all of her kids home so they can have a service for my friend Jim. So, all right. And with that said, I'm definitely not doing Friday's stream. I don't know if next weekend's trivia is going to happen or not at this point. I have to get something done, because the following week I'm gone from the 10th through the 18th. I won't be back in town until the 18th. I take this vacation every single year. But again, a really close friend of mine, died yesterday. And I'm going to do everything I can on top of all this. I'm going to research these questions to see what where I made my mistakes and if I was wrong. Again, because that's who I am, and that's what I do. I put a lot of pride and work and effort into doing these trivia nights. I know people said that this is getting ridiculous, that they didn't like the questions or the answers. I get that. You can say whatever you want about me or my channel, but at least I'm doing this, and I'm doing it for free. Keep that in mind. And I do this every week. This is the 367th episode of this. If I make a mistake, I freely admit that I made a mistake, and I will correct it any way I can. But hey, that's where life is. None of us get out of this life alive. So remember that. So today, while, after this stream, if you have to, if you have someone that's important to you, a husband, a wife, a brother, sister, a neighbor, a cat, a dog, if any of them mean anything to you, just remember, go give them a hug. Tell them that they're important to you. Tell them you love them, because none of us are guaranteed a tomorrow. All right. With that, and I hate to end it on a downer, but I'm going to leave, because I have a series of phone calls I need to make after this. And then later on tonight, within a couple hours, I will be back in here to research the questions again, to make sure, to see what I possibly did wrong on this trivia night. With that said, everyone, have a great week. And thank you again for being here. You all stay safe and have a good week. Bye.